Hi, I'm Nate the Biased User, and it's kind of late for this, but I finally came around to do it. But today I'm going to be doing my top 50 albums of 2022. I'm going to read them out. At number 50, we have Spirit of Ecstasy by Imperial Triumphant, a technical death metal act that's been around for a minute, but I'm finally coming across their stuff. Hudson Mohawke returns with Cry Sugar. That's very lengthy, but not that much filler. I like the vast majority. At 48, I ended up coming across an old country highlight, White Trash Revelry by Adeem the artist. As the decade goes on, J-Rock act Tricot continues to amazes me, and Fudeki is no exception. At 46, Daniel Rossen gives us his debut album, You Belong There. And then at 45, we get Himera, Sharing Secrets. And then at 44, The Weeknd gives us Dawn FM. And then at 43, we get King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Omnium Gatherum. I also want to praise other King Giz records because they ended up dropping like 4 or 5 of them this year. And they were really worth checking out, like all of them. But I could also say the record Changes could easily take Omnium Gatherum's place for 43 because they're both great. And so was Laminated Denim. At 42, we get Innate Passage by the band Elder. And then at 41, we get The Ruby Chord by Richard Dawson. Has a 41-minute song at the start, and just the rest being like 5 songs afterwards, and then they're just like, it all adds up into another 41 minutes. It's basically a double album. You will see plenty of more of those further on the list. At 40, we get Beyoncé, Renaissance. And then at 39, Jazz Fusion act The Comet is Coming gives us Hyper-Dimensional Expansion Beam. At 39, we get Boris with the album W, an album that I actually think was pretty underrated. I actually liked how they were able to get like metal sounds and like make it into something like more dreamier and shit. At 37, we get Hypochondriac by Brakence. At 36, we got Patricia Taxxon, Gloria. At 35, we get a double rap album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. At 34, there's Ugly Season by Perfume Genius. At 33, Expert in a Dying Field, The Beths. At 32, Shiki by Psy. And at 31, we get Natural Brown Prom Queen by Sudan Archives. At 30, Silvana Estrada gives us Marchita. At 29, Hatchie gives us Giving the World Away, that I do have on vinyl and is signed. At 28, Oteboke Beaver gives us a shitload of tracks that are very short, adding up into only like 20 minutes on Super Champon. At 27, Ace Inspire gives us Hostile Architecture. One of my favorite J-pop acts go J-Rock on Shaka Ryogen by Haru Nomori. At 25, Freddie Gibbs gives us Soul Sold Separately. At 24, Yeah Yeah Yeahs makes a return in almost 10 years with Cool It Down. At 23, we get Jid, The Forever Story. At 22, Roots frontman Black Thought makes a collaboration with the other half of Gnarls Barkley that isn't CeeLo Green, Danger Mouse, and they make Cheat Codes. At 21, Kilo Kish gives us an electronic playroom, American Girl. And now for our top 20 albums. We get Viagra Boys, Cave World. At 19, Chat Pile gives us God's Country. At 18, Radiohead's side project, The Smile, gives us A Light for Attracting Attention. At 17, Regina Spektor gives us the cinematic Home Before and After. At 16, Death's Dynamic Shroud is glitching the fuck out on Dark Life. At 15, Soul Glow gives us Diaspora Problems. They're not giving me those problems. At 14, we get another short amount of time, but so many tracks with Hiss by Wormrot. And at 13, Beach House gives us their longest musical statement, Once Twice Melody. At 12, one of the halves of Arm & Hammer, Billy Woods, releases Aethiopes. And then at 11, we get King's Disease 3. That is not only one of the most consistently enjoyable in Nas's King's Disease series, but definitely one of the most consistently enjoyable rap albums of this year, period. And my top 10 will begin with Denzel Curry with Melt My Eyes to See Your Future. An album that did take a minute for me to adjust to, but once it did, it paid off really good. Then at 9, we get Jockstrap, I Love You, Jennifer B. That very much feels like a compilation, but it's a compilation of art and glitch pop and electronic music highlights, and every track was really good. At number 8, Black Country New Road goes so much harder than their debut with Ants From Up There. And I just hope they can do more great stuff, even without the frontman still being there. And then at 7, we get the atmospherically beautiful and In the Darkness Hearts Aglow by Wise Blood. At number 6, Patrol Girls Are Angry and Baby. At number 5, the terrifying industrial hip-hop horrorcore artist Backwash gives us His Happiness Shall Come First Even Though We Are Suffering, which is probably the best title of an album of this year, period. At number 4, Big Thief packs the best of their abilities into more than 20 tracks on Dragon New Warm Mountain, I Believe in You. At number 3, South Korean rock act Paranol gives us Rough and Beautiful Place while going under a different name, My Dream Fever, and it's some of the most beautiful material I've heard from them. At number 2, we get Black Midi Hellfire. And I probably could, like, it's so hard for me to, like, take this over number 1, like, number 2 and number 1, like, it's so debatable, but I had to put this on number 2 just because I feel like they could Black Midi could potentially go even harder in the future, but with number 1, I have to give it to Natalia Lafourcade with De Todas las Flores, which is definitely Latin music that panders to me, like, with the production and everything, and the vocals were just so good. So that's my top 50 list. Now I'm on for 2023, and yeah, more video stuff. But also, if you want to read stuff, I also have my Instagram where everything is written. But I also want to know what, to the people watching, what's you guys' album of the year or top 10 or top whatever. So goodbye.